All right. I like how you're ready to go, Paul. I can see the determination in your face. And studying hard or something.
You want those?
Thank you.
Hey, Geshe Michael.
Hi, Nikolai.
How are you?
What's the news?
I think we're about ready. Today we've got exciting classes with Bets and with actually after that we have a Q&A, which I will announce in just a moment. But that's our two
Is
classes.
that the one that Jaru is teaching?
Let me ask him. Nope.
Gonna be rough.
That was great. You have any announcements, Geshe Michael?
No, just my wife told me if I don't button that button, she thinks I'm trying to pick up some. Anyway, sorry.
Hassa might say it's too wild.
No, nothing new. We got Peachtree news tomorrow, but today also, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Today and tomorrow.
Gina's here. The famous Gina from Guadalajara is here.
Ooh.
Francisco's here. Yeah, we got all the smart.
Yeah.
That's about all. One top with Paula. Let's go. This is interesting stuff today. That means the old ones were confusing.
I think they were interesting.
Some people's interesting is pretty strange.
Yeah. Well, I'm a strange bird.
Yeah. Birds of a feather.
Welcome.
What's the second half?
Lock together.
So we're going to sorry. We're going to begin
Go ahead. Sorry.
With a quiz on our last class with Geshe Michael, which was in December of last year. And let's just jump right in.
You make it sound like a long time ago.
It wasn't that long
ago. It was
ago.
also on the other side of the world.
Right. I was on the other side of the world. You were on the other side of the world. So K.J. was continuing the discussion of the need to interpret certain sutras. And he gave us two distinct ways that we must interpret other meanings for those sutras that require interpretation. So we're not talking here about the general division between what is literal and what is figurative, but what are the two ways that we interpret that which must be interpreted?
And wrongly and rightly.
What are the two right ways that he gave for interpreting that which must be interpreted? And he gave us an example, one example for each of the ways.
Rob Haggerty said the idea that you could get more by giving things away, and Lindsay said, kill your father, kill your mother.
Okay, those are the two examples. Rob, what is the first an example of?
What is it first? How to get, I don't know, more money?
Literal as opposed to figurative.
Well, you just sent a bill to Geshe Michael.
Is it in scripture? And which one has to be interpreted?
Both of them do. That's what the question is regarding. But
right.
what is from wealth comes from giving. What is that an example of? What I'm looking
maybe
for
one
here.
you are supposed You are supposed to follow it literally, and one
Yeah.
you're not supposed to follow it literally.
That's
How's
what
that?
it's about in class.
No, they're
That it
both
was a
about
literal, that it was
us.
literal.
They're both about having to interpret sutras. But when we're thinking about the ultimate state of things, when we're looking at sutras that are not appropriate for us to take literally, what do we have to do? We have to go searching for the ultimate in the figurative. And his example was the sutra where the Buddha talks about wealth coming from giving. And then this.
Dear Paula, I loved how you said that that example has to be text-planed.
Did I say that?
Yeah, it was adorable use of that idea of mansplaining. It had to be text-planed.
Oh, I didn't understand that I said that.
Well, let me tell you what that means. Just kidding.
So hopefully we're
That's
clear
gotta
on.
be Jaru now. That's gotta be Jaru.
He
Maybe
dogs.
we're kind of clear on that now. That when we're looking for like the essential nature of something, when we're looking at a sutra where it's not appropriate for us to take it as literal, we have to dig around, we have to search and find and interpret what the ultimate is in the figurative. And then the second one is what we would think. So even when thinking about the deceptive state of things, when we're talking about sutras that directly teach what is not suitable to be taken as truth, we must interpret another meaning. And the example for that one is kill your father and your mother. Cool?
Yep.
Yay. Okay, so then KJ quotes Master Kamalashila in Light on the Middle Way.
Oh no.
And Master Kamalashila presents two aspects of what it means to say that something is of literal meaning. And I think, as I recall, even though I was on another side of the planet, that both Adam, I shouldn't say both, that Adam and Tim and Ben were very happy to hear the first of these two aspects. That's a hint. He said, any explanation that's based on an accurate perception and is related to ultimate truth.
Oh, that's Rebecca just said that pretty much.
Yay. So with that, we have completed the first part of KWJ's explanation of the fourth and final section of his book. And this part we started in August 2021. So congratulations to those of you who have made it alive to now. So let's just take a moment to recall the four major sections of Interlude on Emptiness and the three parts of the fourth section, the second of which we're just about to jump into.
Not me.
So here's a nice blank screen.
The introduction.
You can project.
Nope. Just thought it was a good guess.
Why do we need to understand emptiness? That's how we started out.
It's so fun. Oh, nice. Okay.
So then, does that give everyone a clue about what might be next?
How do we understand emptiness?
Not quite. But what are the benefits of understanding?
Okay.
Oh, that's a good clue.
And then the third one is related to
How?
all of us.
Yeah. Other schools' ideas about emptiness?
It's about what kind of student is suitable to be taught about emptiness.
One
Remember?
that reviews the.
And then the fourth is, what is the definitive understanding of emptiness?
Hey,
And the three parts of that, the first of which we should all be really familiar with, right? Who can tell me?
mind only school.
No. Which teachings of the Buddha must be interpreted and which can be taken at
I
face
see.
value?
Oh, right, because you just said we just ran.
Yeah, we just finished that, guys. Yay.
Oh, the
Next, what we're going to jump into now are what are the books of Arya Nagarjuna and the commentaries on his true intent of those writings. And then third and finally, and probably the vast majority of the book, is what is the definitive understanding of emptiness based on those books?
Cool.
okay.
Yay.
Somebody said that. Most.
Yay. Okay, here comes some vocab.
Gotcha.
So, is there an English equivalent?
So it means measure, like say.
Yeah, the measure of a thing.
Yay.
What's the what is interpret other meanings? There are many ways to say this, but
Jen, Chun.
Yes.
How
many words?
Interpret.
How many words?
1, 2, 3. Well, one is a contraction 4.
Jen, Shen, do Jen.
Gunshen.
Yeah, to tend to jump.
Yeah. John.
Good question.
And the tongue. Oh, yeah.
Me too,
Not-
Pame.
Not conducive.
Not.
Without wanting.
Yeah. Not
The definition of the enchiladas today.
Without conflict.
No comment.
Yeah, without conflict. There is no conflict.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you.
Hey, we are here. I don't think so. Actually, it's gonna get easy. Gonna get easy now. I think so. It gets easy. Did you have any translating homework?
I had
remember.
no translating, but you wanted me to write a footnote, and so if you just want to see that, and let's see if I did what you wanted me to do. I wasn't entirely clear. You wanted me to write a footnote.
Okay. I'm gonna blow it up a little bit, I guess. Oh, there we go. What was the statement that it's a footnote to?
Just saying that, the Buddha prophesied Arya Nagarjuna, and Arya Nagarjuna wrote some books. He wrote many books.
Oh, okay.
And then you copied in this long list of 141 titles and said, please write a footnote about this.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. That's good. Yeah, I think a lot of people think that he only wrote how many books?
6.
6 famous books by Nagarjuna. But when we worked on it, when we did Nick's book, his first book, we found 143 or something like that. Right? 141. Yeah. Just fun. Good. Okay. I like it.
Okay, cool.
Well,
and then the next piece of homework is not something I can display. You wanted to know what K.J. mentioned a book called Sherab-Gyapa.
Shut up, what?
Japa. So the 100 kinds of wisdom.
Gyapa. Okay.
And you asked me to look at it and see, is it what we think it is? Is it about the nature of reality, basically? Is it about emptiness? And I'm not entirely sure what it is about, but it did talk about these different kinds of wisdom. I didn't look at all 100 of them, but there's like a wisdom about not being poor by giving money to your parents. There's a wisdom about not being free of being rained on by using an umbrella. There's
pretty wise.
There's like these different sorts of I don't know exactly really what it's about.
Okay.
But
sounds like everyday wisdom, maybe. I don't know.
Right, something like everyday wisdom. It did talk about me nam. So, like the wisdom of men, right? Or the wisdom of humans. So maybe
I don't know.
That's what it's about.
It sounds like sometimes they do like folk books or something. But okay. All right. Let's get to work. Thank you for your homework. Thank you for spending the time on it. You always do, and I appreciate it. Here it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, as far as I could tell, we've almost been at it 4.5 years. Right? Am I right? Since your last book.
Yeah, I think so.
And we could finish a first volume in about a year, just over a year or something. Okay, so then we could publish your second book and maybe get it going in about a year. We finished the hard part for sure, and now we're on the easy part. Okay. Can you read this first one and we'll go together? Let me get a big cursor up here for you. Okay, here we go. Kepar
samo lam selwar jebala de konani ni dun ki lung dang jarne tun bat do kun le tu tang rikpe tun pala rik so kishung sawashera rikpa druk chupa tongni dun chupa tsundok shipmon
Good.
amtak rinchen trengwan nam se ching.
Nice, very good. Okay, so they're talking about the understood subject of the sentences Arya Nagarjuna. And it's kind of a huge relief to reach the middle way section. We're done with the mind only section. It was painful, and it's going to be fun to do the final translation. But this next couple of years of work is going to be rather easy, and it's stuff that you know. I don't think there's going to be a lot that you don't know, but we'll see. What is the name of her book? In Tibetan.
Interlude on Emptiness.
Tundum Chamo. Chamo, say Dong Tun. Chamo. Tun means a period that you take a break or something like that. Okay. It's an unusual word. Tunduk means the sixth time. Dong Tun Chamo means the big vacation on emptiness or something like that. Interlude on emptiness. Okay. And there's more than one book named that. So more particularly, he sawad the umelam. What's that mean?
He clarified.
Rob says he clarified the lam.
The path of the middle way.
Yeah, and then he used lung and rik.
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question about this.
Go ahead.
Is it his particular his particular expertise was in clarifying the path of the middle way? Is that the Ke Sabmo at the beginning?
It just means he wrote 141 great books, but his specialty was emptiness. Yeah.
Okay.
Middle
Great.
way. Just means, what he's remembered for, really. Although we're going to do Bodhisattva vows in Kyoto, and we will use his ceremony. It's very beautiful. So anyway, Dekpanani, first he used Lung.
Scriptural authority.
Yeah, he just quoted scripture. He did not reason it out. Okay. And Jarne means he wrote a book. Jar means to compose something. It also can mean to cook food, prepare food. So he prepared something about Ngedun, about the real meaning, right? And he used Dokun Le Tupa.
He used
Samuchaya, Sutra Samuchaya. Well, what did he use? Sutra Samuchaya. Stanley Samuchaya.
A condensed version of this.
Yeah, and this is interesting because I think people wrote great Sutra Samuchayas, and whenever you see it in a book, you have to figure out which one they're talking about. But they just went and wrote down their favorite quotations from Sutra in a row. And that's all, and that can be very effective. Like if I said, make a 30-page class reading out of all your favorite readings from the mixed nuts or something like that. That would be a sandwich. Okay. So he did do that where that's just loom. That's just quotations. But what he's more famous for is Rikpa. Is
logical reasoning.
Yeah, they call this Rik Tsok Druk, right? Rik Tsok Druk, the 6 books on reasoning. And our author's trying to give us an idea of what Rik means by opposing it to Lung. Okay, got it? Like Lung Rik. When you say Rik Tsok Druk, it means as opposed to a samuchaya of sutra quotations. Okay, he's made it very clear in a beautiful way. Okay, Rikbe Tumba Riksok Shung. What's Shung mean?
The
Main texts.
main works.
Yeah, classic. I would say a classic or a great book. Okay. What's for $100? What's the other 2 meanings of Shung?
Like a highway and the
Highway.
government.
That's one word.
It could be a highway like Shunglam.
I asked for 2 for $100. That's like you're selling me 1 carrot instead of 2 carrots.
The course of a river?
No, I said the government and the highway.
No.
Those aren't those 2 different ones.
Okay, cancel the bet. It also means government. The federal government.
That is what word said.
Said word said $2.
I thought he said horse or something. Didn't you say main road? Did you say main road?
He
I said highway and government.
Did he say, government? Okay, all right, $100 for a word. 2 governance. No, okay. All right, anyway. So
here
it means great book.
So it's not collection of works on logic.
It means major entity, which is the federal government, major highway, Shunglam. Deba Shung is the federal government. Shunglam is the path, and then Shung as a classic. Okay, so here are the 6. Okay, number 1.
Zawashera, root text on wisdom.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't know if he ever called it Zawashera. Yeah, he called it Shiram, and people keep trying to make his words longer, and that wasn't his style. He named the book Shiram, and then people call it Umatsawa Shirab or something like that. I think he'd be irritating. Okay, a second one.
Rikpa Drukchupa, 60 verses on reasoning.
Yeah, and that can be a deceptive title. Why?
61. And it's and
No, I mean, no,
it's not really logical reasoning. Most of it is
no, it's not. It's proofs of emptiness.
um,
And so I think when you translate that title, which we had for Nick's book, what did we call it?
nothing is the way it
What was it?
seems.
No,
Nothing is
that's,
the way it seems. We didn't
that's
say
Yopage's
60.
book.
You want to kill our book sales? Call it 60 verses on logic. Yeah. Okay. And it's not logic. It's how to figure out emptiness. It's much more sexy. Okay, how about Tongni Dunchupa?
70 verses on emptiness.
Yeah, 70 verses on emptiness. How about Sundok with a heavy prenasal with that ZL, zla,
Ending
coleslaw.
all argument.
Yeah, Sundok. Yeah. Yeah. Putting an end to all, literally turning back. ZL has meanings of contradiction, like Dawa. Shimon Namtak.
Crushing to a fine dust.
Yeah, tak is what you do to grain to crush it into flour. Or if you crush an aspirin into powder or something, that's called takpa. So he's crushing other guys' arguments. All right. Then the third one, sixth one, sorry.
Rinchen Changwa, string of precious jewels.
Yeah. So from the point of view of just quotations, he wrote the Sutra Samuchaya, a collection of sutra quotations. And then he wrote these six logic works, 6 books of logic. Now there's a fight about which are the 6. And I thought you might like to poke your nose in there so that we don't finish this book too quickly. So
700
that
As long as you stick
This-
around for the whole thing, Geshe Michael, we can poke our noses anywhere you want.
I'm working on it.
Yay.
My kidney numbers are okay. So this is an excerpt from Nick's introduction, which I think is really good. So there's a discussion of yukti, which proves that the point here was logic, which yukti means logic. And then here's Bhutan Rinpoche. He put together the
Kangyo and
Thank you.
Tengu.
Kagyu and Tengu. Maybe he knows about books. 4,600 books, he put them together. Okay. So maybe he would be qualified to say what are the 6 classics of the. He says 70 verses on emptiness, rude text on wisdom, 60 verses on reasoning, ending all argument, crushing to fine dust. But then the 6th one, he disagrees.
Mhm.
Okay. He said it's not the precious jewels or whatever it is, letter to a king. Okay. The one that Nick's working on now. He disagrees about the 6th one. Okay. If that's not enough, Kirup Darge's teacher, Sarah Jetson Chuki Gyansen, textbook writer from the inferior half of Sarah, he says, rude text on wisdom, crushing to a fine dust, 70 verses, ending all arguments, sandok. And let's see, 5 year.
Nope, I don't either.
I don't either. We gotta check, Nicholas.
It's got
I
to
guess
be
it's
60 verses there.
Oh, so 60. I just didn't put a number, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the string of so he agrees with
KWJ.
our author, KWJ. Yeah. That makes
Yeltsin
sense.
also listed those same
Now,
6.
here's the punchline. Here's the punchline. What does Jetson Kappa think?
Ah,
Okay. Root text on middle way, ending all argument, 70 verses, 60 verses, crushing to fine dust. And then he discusses the discrepancy, which is so kappa. Some add proof of words, or some add string of precious jewels, or some people add the book he wrote called I Don't Fear Anything at All. Still others say that the 70 verses on emptiness is, and then he says all this position is mistaken. Okay.
But he doesn't say what it
Kappa.
should be.
No, I don't think he did. Unless he's using the book that we're in. I don't know. Anyway, you guys can cook it. Make a nice footnote. I think so. I always get irritated because I get confused by this part. Okay. I'm going to push this down. And who would you like to read, Venerable Utpala?
I would like Venerable Xuanzang. Sorry, Xuanzang, if you could read, please.
Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, he's going to explain the function of each of the six. Okay. What did each book emphasize? All right. Nagarjuna. Okay.
Deyang Jupja Denyo Ngope Rikpa Denyo Gope Rikpa Gepa Tonpa Sawa Sherabdang Denyu Drupe Drupje Shen Gi Tape Toki Siktun Chu Drup La Sopa Gokpa Simmo Nam Tak Zela Zulok
Heavy prenatal.
Ni Za Sunlok. Sunlok ni sa sherab je dang pole tropate.
Nice. Okay, nice reading. By the way, he has a new word here, Venerable Utpala, den, which I haven't seen. I don't know if I've ever seen it. But he made an abbreviation out of Dendupki Ngupo, something which could exist in reality. And he called it a real thing. Real thing. He made up a new word, real thing. Okay. All right. So he didn't say he should have said Dendupki Ngupo. He said, oh, Dengma, real thing. Okay. So some people were trying to drupja Denma.
They're trying to prove
They took it,
real things.
prove it, and he turned around and gokjad it.
He refuted that.
Yeah, he refuted it, Gopi. And he used a great amount of logic. And that's how, by the way, each one of the books here is described in the phrase before it. Okay, so he says that book, which used wonderful logic to stop the idea of a Wolfang, which was Sawashiro.
Yay!
The root text on. Okay, so we got one down. We got 5 to go. Right now, he's going to introduce Shibmon Namtak. Okay, crushing other ideas to powder. Okay, and he says, then ding
those real things.
Thing. Yeah, dingas, dupe. That's a strange verb. Yeah, let's prove real thing. Did Nagarjuna write a book to prove real things?
No, we got to keep going.
No,
to Gokva. There's a Gokva there somewhere.
Other people carried drupche. They brought proofs for real thing. Okay, then that's just dakpa.
That's
like
just
dakpa here me.
merely labeled.
It's imagined.
Good.
They
Yeah.
made it. They just made up proofs for why things are not empty, why they're real things. Okay, toge means logic, but sometimes it means kind of blah blah logic. Okay, so they brought their blah blah logic, which was 16 different logical arguments in support of real things.
Real thing.
Okay, yeah, and then this book Gokpastat.
It
Yeah,
refutes that.
it argues against the 16 proofs, and that book kind of crushes them into powder, so it's called Crushing into Powder. Okay, Shimon Namtar. All right. Zay, he wrote the book called Shimon Namtar. Then he pauses and he says La. And in a long sentence, it means he's going on to sort of a additional topic. He says, and it's a slow and then there was Tsundok. And it's a little difficult because all the descriptions up to here have been adjectival clauses before the word, and now he flips. So he says, oh, and don't forget Sundo, which means blocking other people's arguments. And then he describes its function. It's a sashe rabche dumbole tripate. Okay. Tripa means, do you know?
Elaboration,
Extension.
spin-off.
Tangent.
Yeah. Elaboration.
We see Troa a lot in the Dake.
Emanation.
To shine, to
Like
blaze.
shining light.
Yeah.
And textually, Troa means to take a little piece of scripture and expand on it. Like you take a little chunk from wisdom. You take a line from wisdom and you blow it up into a book. That's called Tripa. Okay. So this is where Nagarjuna himself went to parts of his most famous book, took out a verse, and wrote a new book based on that one verse. Cool? Which is really cool. I mean, you could have a whole AI structure based on the new AI that came out yesterday. Or GPT. Any AI that suggests that the best way to keep cheese on top of a pizza is to glue it. Should be replaced. Okay. So no, that's sorry. I mean, it's logical, but it's illogical. Sasha, maybe it's because he didn't have to eat it. Anyway, Sasha, okay, double lecture. And then he gives you the verse that he used as the basis for a new book. He gives you the verse. Okay, and here's.
So
Okay,
Geshe, I have a couple questions there. He uses
go ahead.
Shera, he spells it differently.
Oh, I was gonna make
Shira.
a point about that so I could look smart.
Okay.
It's a acceptable corruption in Tibetan philosophical literature to refer to Tsawa Shirab as sashi.
Okay.
And you actually change the spelling. You just call it's an acceptable variant. Okay. So instead of saying Tsawa Shirab, instead of saying Tsawa Shi, you say sashi. And you cut the suffix letter. Okay. It's pretty rare linguistically, but it's popular. Okay.
Okay.
And it's
so
debatable.
in that case, the Rab goes with the J and not with the She.
Yeah, Rabche means this is an interesting thing which you guys probably remember. Different great books have different words for the word chapter.
Yeah.
The chapters in Abhidharma Kosha are called sthana, place. chapters in Sao Shira were called Semke. First
Right.
bodhicitta, second bodhicitta. It's very confusing. Okay, so he's trying to help us a little bit. Rapche means chapter.
Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank you.
Yeah, he says in fact, I'll give you the words that are used, are pulled out of wisdom in order to write stopping all argument. Okay, and they are, who's going to read that?
Cutting, could you read, please?
Thank you, Venerable Paula. Gupu nam kirang ngopo nam kirang sheni kien la sok la yen mayin she sung pala she sung pala.
Yay, lovely.
Nice. Let's try to translate it, even though it's cryptic. Ngopo?
Is the first line the true nature of things?
Yeah, the true nature of things.
Does not
and
exist in circumstances and such?
There's a terrible miscarving. Yeah. Ken la sogla yomayan. Yeah, you don't find the nature of things in their causes. Okay. Self-existent, right? Okay. There's nothing about a corn seed which could grow corn if you didn't have the right mental seeds to make it happen. Pens don't write. Okay? That's what he's saying. It's very beautiful. Then I went and got it for you just so we could quote it properly, and there it is. Okay. By the way, every time you go to the database to confirm a reading, which is how we confirmed that the yupa was miscarved, you have to capture the page number. Okay. Yeah. So that's why there's so much quotation here. Actually, we only needed the one line, but we wanted to catch the page number. The footnote will need the page number. Okay. Then somebody else can go and confirm.
We're in middle way now. This is going to be cool.
Think so. I mean, at least it's familiar to us ever since your Lam Rim days. You know, this is where the story was written from. So subconsciously, everything will be familiar here, much better than the mind-only school. Okay.
Subconsciously.
Here's another quotation. Who's going to read it?
Cutting, could you continue, please?
Certainly. Stop laughing. Gelte ngupo tamcheki rangshin kun la yomina kyoki sikyang rangshin me rangshin lokpar minu so. Shindokpar.
Yay, thank you.
By the way, all of you who know Tibetan, kun la here doesn't mean to everything or in everything in the second line, okay? It means completely. Here it means completely, okay? So ngopo means what?
Things.
Anything. Okay. Tamche.
All of them.
Yeah, all things. Rangshin me.
Self-nature had to have no self-nature.
You just said yumin means me. They don't have any self-nature. Kunla. Yeah.
Completely.
At all.
At all.
English, you have to change. Okay. Nothing in the world has any nature at all. Okay. If that's the case, if it's the case that nothing in the universe has any nature, then your six are also Rangshin Me.
Then your words are also without self-nature.
Yeah, the words you explain the words you use to explain to us, Nagarjuna, that nothing has any nature of its own, they also have no nature, right? It's a criticism of Nagarjuna. Got it? since you say nothing has any nature, then the words you're using to tell us that also have no nature of their own. Right? The guardian
Right.
has to say yes. And they say that then if those words have no inherent force, then minu, minupa.
You
They're
can't.
powerless
They
to
would
refute
be
self-nature.
they would be powerless to dokpa rangshin. They'd be powerless to deny that things could have their own nature. Cool. Got it. It's a nice argument. Okay. And that's, by the way, that's Supa of the other guy. You see, he's coming back at Nagarjuna. Then Nagarjuna is going to have to do what to that Supa?
He's gonna dope by it.
Have to beslog it. He's going to have to doke it. Got it? Okay.
So that's what he's
Okie
gonna
dokies.
smash to dust in his book.
Yeah. No, this is the book called Blocking Logic. It's not the smash.
Blocking. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So, but what's important to understand is that the logic mentioned is the other person's logic. He
Right.
said, if everything's empty, then how can your words describe it? And then he dokes that argument, you see? So the tsupa in Tsundok is a good tsupa or a bad tsupa?
The super is bad and the dopa is good.
Good. We're fighting bad logic. You could say bad logic in the title to be sexy. Wrath with bad logic, which is what every married person does daily. All right. Who's next?
Jigme, are you around? Oh no, I think she's in Phoenix. Gilsey, are you around?
I saw her. Oh, here she is. Hang on, she's coming. I'm coming.
Yeah.
If you ever
Hi, stranger.
you mind.
Shegalte nuputam che rangshin mebayina kuki siklang rangshin me
You got it. Okay.
rangshin me la detana sik
Hey,
de
it's
tan
important. Yeah.
de tana sik deshan.
No, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. Sing day.
Oh, that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
When it has an
okay.
S.
I hadn't gotten. I'm sorry. Sigdeshen gi rangshen yupar tamche pa gokpa tang rangshen mepe rang luk jupa sok gak jup ki jache mi tap tap tepar gyuro she supala.
Yeah, the last word here is supa. Who's supa?
The other guy.
The other guy. Okay, here. So everything before that is the other guy's argument, and then we're gonna doke it in the next line. Okay. Wow, she got away. All right. No, I'm kidding. Okay, Utpala, let's read it.
Okay, if it's the case that nothing has its own self-nature,
Good.
then if it's
And by the way, yeah, in English you have to flip it. Yeah. Then kyukitsik.
then your words have no self-nature.
Yeah, if it's the truth that everything in the universe has no self-nature, then the words you're using to fight with me have no nature either. Okay? And if that's the case, detana, well, if that's the case, then how can sikde shenki rangshin yupadam chepa gok? How can those 6 gokpa
Refute.
rangshin yup?
your words.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's the case that nothing in the universe has any nature, then the words you're using, Nagarjuna, to fight with us don't have any nature either. Then those words cannot be used to defeat the position of other people that there is a self-nature to things. If your words don't have any self-nature, then they can't be used to accuse other people or to prove to other people that there is no self-nature. Okay. Got it? You okay? And further, okay? Further, they can't be used to disprove the other people that things do have a self-nature, and they cannot be used to prove that things don't have a self-nature. Okay, got it? And that's the second part of the sentence here. Rangshin mepar, rangluk dru. Yeah, this rangluk, what's that mean? Your own position. Whose position? Nagarjuna's. The other guy's talking. He says, well, if words don't have any nature of their own, then you can't prove anything and you can't disprove it. You can't disprove anything and you can't prove anything. Okay? You can't disprove our position and you can't prove your position. I should maybe wrong. So, gak. Then he makes a dual verb, gakdrup. Gakdrup.
Refuting and proving.
Either refutes or denies, or refutes or proves.
You can't deny the one and prove the other. Gakdrup. Then approve. Then approve. Okay? You can't deny one and prove the other. Therefore, and here's the clincher for a Nagarjunian student. Chaje mite, very famous. Say chaje. Chaje mite. What's it mean?
It's not a correct actor.
That's not how things function. That's not how. It's not correct to say that's how things work.
Yeah, the whole way that stuff works in the world must be wrong. It's a very, very famous phrase. Cha means thing to be done. Che means doer. Cha che means to do stuff. Mite. It must be that nothing in the universe works. Okay? Get in your car and just floor it and nothing moves. Well, that is the case sometimes. Okay. Kiro. Shit, now he makes a pun for $50 across these two lines. Dun, 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 dun,
Without logic, but
He said. He says.
$50. It's not even.
He says "tsupa," right?
Word doesn't answer anything unless it starts with 100.
각주 이 자체.
손독.
Who said Sundog? I think that was
Gibson.
no, Oscar. Sounded like Oscar.
Gibson. It's Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson, you got $50. Okay. Yeah. This paragraph ends in the other guy's trying to argue blah blah blah. The last word here is supa. Okay? That guy's trying to argue da da da. And then they don't. We refute it. We block it. And KWJ is making a joke. Okay. Blah 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 supa. And then go. And that's why the book's called Sindok. Right? It's a joke. Okay. I think Jeru was tickling you, Nick, or somebody else. All right. Who's gonna read? Who's gonna read, Upala?
let's see. Berta, are you available? Are you translating? Must be translating. Roxana, could you read, please?
Of course. Tendok pe chirtu rang shime pe tsiki shenluk gokpa tang rangluk drupa tepe sulge par tumpa tsondok ki shung lakmanam sungpa impe so.
Lovely. Thank you.
Nice reading. So to block that kind of thinking, he drupas and he dokpas. What's that mean? Nagarjuna drupas and he dokpas.
He establishes and he refutes.
He's gonna disprove something. Okay, he's gonna prove. I'm sorry. He's gonna gokpa shenlu. He's gonna block the other guy's idea. Okay, he's gonna block the other guy's idea using rangshin mepetsik. Words that have
no nature.
Yeah. Using words.
By the way, he never said they have no nature. He said they have no nature of their own. They have a nature which is imposed by our seeds. Okay, got it? All right. So, yeah, I'm going to block the other guy, but with words that have no nature of not coming from my mind. Okay? And I'm also going to drupa ranglu. That's easy.
I'm going to prove my position.
And I'm going to prove my position. I can gok and I can drup. Gok drup, gok drup. Okay. Gepatumba. The whole point of the book is to go into great detail on how words can prove things or disprove things, even though they have no nature of their own. The whole book was about that. Okay. Why is language, especially between people, functional if the meanings are coming from each person individually? How can you have a conversation? How can you have a debate if both sides are coming from the same person? You know, it seems crazy. Yeah, it seems impossible. Okay, Dunyu Shung means the whole rest of the book, he explained how people can interact with words which are not shared. Okay, they are not shared, but communication still happens. It's kind of radical. It's kind of beautiful. Okay, so he devoted a whole book to the emptiness of communication, which should be it's the last thing that should be empty. Okay, everyone should be able to say what they want, you know. Okay, except in an oligarchy. All right. Okay. Now he's covered two of the Nagarjuna's books. Okay. He's kind of explaining what in this section.
Well, what the books are about, but
yeah, he's justifying each of the. Yeah. Why did he bother to write more books after wisdom? You know, well, he was clarifying certain sections of wisdom. And then he went off on, what do you call that? He expanded on points, on important points in wisdom. Okay. Who's going to read? Oh, by the way, in 5 minutes, 3 minutes, Grandpa's going to go sit down and smoke. Just kidding. And then Venerable Utpal is going to lead a discussion about how can you use this in your real life? I think you could tell your wife or husband, look, even the guardian said we can't communicate. So
Roxanne, right. You could continue because I know you're a fast reader.
Yeah.
Tongni dun supayang tsashei rapche dumpale tropate rapche ter milam chishin gyumashin drisai tonger chishin tu teshin ketang teshin ne teshin tu ninjik parsung shepala gelway len tu shungte tsepaila.
Lovely.
Good.
Thank you.
Very nice. I'm going to also translate it fast. Dongni Dunjipa, so the third book he mentioned, which is the 70 verses, which we haven't worked on yet. And my dream in my life is that Nick finishes all 6. And we're working on it. We did one already. We're on the second one. Dongni Dunjipa, there's 70 verses on emptiness. is Trepa from the 7th chapter of wisdom.
It expands
What's-
on the 7th
Yeah,
chapter.
it's extracted or expanded. Yeah, like Troa means to shine light. Yeah. Okay. What's Melong Ya Dakpa?
Mirror.
The clear mirror.
Mirror.
And it's a word for bald head.
Oh,
And it throw a light. It gives light. Okay, so don't forget. Okay, in that chapter they say things are like a milam.
they're like a dream.
Things are like a dream. Things are like a guma.
They're like an
Maya.
illusion.
Yeah. Bad carving error here. Things are like the chisa. Smell
They're like
eater.
those who lives on smells. Yeah.
Preta city. This is a famous example where you see a city on a hill and then you run there and there's nothing there. Because it's called the city of the Pretas. Okay. Tonkir too. Similar to those three examples, a dream, an illusion by a magician, and like the river water that Pretas, which is illusion. They can never drink it. They run to it and they can't get it. Just the same is ke, ne, I'm sorry, ke, ne, and jik. Ke, three things. Ke, ne, and jik.
Starting, staying, and stopping.
Staying and stopping. The starting and staying and stopping of all things is like a mirage. It's like a dream. It's like a city of the Pretas. Okay. It looks like it's there, but it's not there. Okay. Cool. And then he says, Shepa la gelwe mendu shungde zepayena. Somebody was offended by this statement. Okay. What do you mean getting born? Aldo and Ria just had Mila, right? And then what? You say that he wasn't born? You tell that to Ria. Okay. I asked Aldo today, how's Ria? He says, oh, she's getting there. So anyway, somebody's trying to fight with Nagarjuna. Says, well, you don't have to worry. The birth of a baby wasn't hard. It's like an illusion. You know, probably Aldo could have done it just as well. Okay. Gawalendu. And then Shungdedze means he made that shung. He wrote that shung.
An important
Major
book.
classic. Yeah. He wrote that. Arya Nagarjuna wrote that major classic in response to complaints about how things could start, stay, or stop. Okay, cool.
Cool.
So we finished 3, we got more to go. And now I have witnesses. Section 434, section 435, and section 436 are going to be translated by Venerable Upala for the next class. Okay.
Thank you so much, Geshe Michael.
All right, I'm getting out of here. You go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Geshe Michael. I'm going to interject my voice for only one brief moment. After this Q&A, after this 15-minute discussion, and then the Peachtree World News, we will have a 1-hour Q&A with Professor Dr. Seiji Arao. So lucky us, lucky you guys. Please attend. He's a wealth of knowledge. Okay, take it away, Bets.
So let's see. We talked about that Arya Nagarjuna used scripture, and then he also used logical arguments in his books on emptiness. We talked about why it is that, or at least was it 3 of them, why he wrote the 3. So far, that's what we've covered. So probably the most provocative one is about how can words that have no meaning be used to prove or disprove anything? Is anyone provoked by that?
I think it's a particularly fun topic to discuss because it's so, like, it's just so interesting for especially people who are new to studying this stuff, and your mind starts getting blown by the fact that things don't exist the way you thought they did. And it's sometimes easy in big or subtle ways to slide into the idea that things don't exist at all, or because things don't exist the way that I thought that they did, then nothing works or nothing's real, which is, according to Nagarjuna and Gyaltsab, one of the most dangerous things that we could ever get stuck thinking. So I think this is a great discussion to be having to help make sure we don't get stuck thinking like that, maybe. So my experience has been so far in my 45 years on this planet is that things seem to function. Go.
Well, I rejoice, Nick, that things seem to function for you.
Not always well.
Oh, okay.
But some stuff keeps happening. Even my beard got gray in the last few years.
Stuff keeps happening. Yep.
So what's a practical aspect? I mean, I'm trying to open this discussion up to how others might think about it. I've had fun debates where people tried to prove to me very vigorously that nothing is real and so far, and that nothing exists.
Well, I know that in my life, communication seems to be like one of the very big, like, negativity surrounds communication for me my whole life. And whether I say something and it's never heard by anyone, even though I repeatedly say it, or whether I say something and it's misunderstood, even though I try to define it very well, like, that's proof to me that words have no self-nature. Because no matter how I try to either repeat in different languages or with different volumes of voice, or whether I try to explain or define or characterize, that doesn't necessarily help.
Totally.
So whether or not I communicate or have communication at all, and whether anyone is understanding me at all right now, actually, has nothing to do with me, has nothing to do with the sounds coming out of my throat.
And how does that relate to what I just said at all? Just kidding.
I don't know. I guess that happens in 65 years of existence on the planet. You get another 20 years to.
I've got something I'd like to share.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, please go.
Thinking as a newbie, thinking if I had just read this argument for the first time, if I'm off the street and this is sort of an investigation, it suspends, like, I can understand both sides of the argument, right? Or it makes me question both sides of the argument. And so I know now that when I go home to my partner or to my colleague at work and there is a miscommunication, at least it invites me to investigate what's actually going on, instead of wanting to prove my position only, or to debate and say you're wrong and I'm right. So already, just by having the two sides of the debate, it invites just a layperson to question reality. And that investigation itself should lead you to wisdom. So that's what I loved about it. The other thing that I didn't understand why Nagarjuna didn't say to the other guy, then your words that you're using to say that there's no meaning to these words, like they have no meaning, you know.
But his words really don't have any meaning.
No, really. Thank you, Bess. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for.
Thank you so much, Hector.
You're welcome.
I think it's a nice reason to be very careful. Oh, go ahead, Cutting, please.
Oh, I just had a short 2 cents to follow up on Hector's 2 cents. Was that I notice for me, when I have a breakdown in communication, I use it as a gardening hint. Oh, I need to purify this particular seed in my communication garden, you know, and because it's all seeds ripening. That's all it is. And right, things function because seeds are ripening. So if I have a problem in clarity, then I know I need to purify that. If I have a problem and somebody not believing me, then I know I have to purify lying. So it's a good indicator, those problems. Okay, Ben, take it away.
I agree. And it takes time in our practice to find success in the things we want to tell people. We hear exciting ideas, and some of you have friends and family who want to hear about what you're learning, but sometimes our family doesn't want to hear it. And they would like you to keep your ideas to yourself and stop bothering them. Stop bothering your poor family about all your new brilliant ideas, and do your practice and take care of people and take care of your family and make them something to eat and see what they need. And then the day may just come when they ask you, and you're not tapping them on the shoulder, but you plant the seeds for them to want to know why it is that you're so happy and you're so good at knowing just what they need in each moment. And then your words can be quite effective, it seems, on the day that you've saved up the goodness of taking kind, sweet care of the people around you. And then they come to you and say, hey, you know, how did you get here? How did you know? How did you know what I need? How did you know to watch my eyes? How did you get like this? Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling all the time?
Thanks, Ben.
Can I contribute one idea?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So there's an idea it pops up in my mind when I listen to the emptiness of the word, that the word doesn't have any old nature, that you know, like when we listen to Geshe Michael teaching, or when we read his book, you know, that's at the first time, it's like when we don't have enough seed, then we cannot understand it at all, or we just can understand very little, right? But after a few years, after the time that serving ACI, serving other people, and then we read the book again, or maybe we listen to the teaching again, and then there is new understanding. It pops up in our mind. So that is my idea, that if we keep learning, if we keep attending the class with the purpose that's serving more and more people, then we plant more seeds so we could have better understanding. So it could prove that there is no old nature in words. Yeah. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Tin.
I want to share a story, Pala.
Okie dokie.
One time in some South Asia country, there's a student like really want to ask Geshe a question. I think at that time he was too busy, so I thought maybe I can help a little bit. So I listened to her question and she described in details. And then I listened and I thought, I think the best thing she can do is coffee meditation. So I gave her a very simple answer. You should do more coffee meditation. And then she was not satisfied at all. She's like, no, there's much deeper answer to that. My question is difficult. There must be a deeper approach. And then somehow 2 days later, she found a way to like ambush Geshe. And then she asked the whole question again. I was translating, so you can know my feeling. And then Geshe's answer is, I think you should do more coffee meditation. No, then she's like, yeah, that's what I should do. It's the same words somehow have very different effect. That's my story. Okay.
That's a great story. Thank you.
That reminds me of teaching the pen myself and then having people just debate me and argue with me about anything about the pen or emptiness. And then you see these recordings of Geshe Michael teaching it back in the early days or watch him teach it now and everybody's mind is just blown and nobody's arguing with it.
Well, thank you everyone for being so engaged with this text, and may it plant the seeds for us to be forever engaged with this text. And now, Juan, what's the news?
Hey, thank you, Utpala. Thank you very much. So today we have to move quickly because we have a lot of content and very little time, as I have been told by the Diamond Cutter Classics team, and I will try to be on time. So just super quickly, today it has been a challenging day because of the production. Mostly I've been a little irritated. So I want to apologize with everyone that I've been a little bit mean today. Please excuse me. I'm trying and I'm learning. So just please. Yeah. If I do that and a day that there is no production, then you should be yelling at me or something, I guess. All right, let's do it. Because tomorrow we have an event. It's at the Peachtree Cafe. So just a reminder that if you want to join live, you can come. Let us know because we may have a small dinner afterwards. So just, I don't know, text in the chat group. We will have a dinner afterwards. Let us know. And also, we want to show you the poster in case you cannot join live, but you want to join online. And producing is very, oh yeah, excuse me, we are trying here in the tech table to figure out how to share the screen over there. Well, that's one thing, but starting what is it, it's almost in a month from now, Cristina Casica will be starting a 10-week course on who's yes, thank you so much. And Gina's here with me. Come, Gina, sit down. We want to welcome Gina. Yeah, I can do this, but look what happens. You see? Is the problem. So don't worry too much. Just sit down.
Keep talking.
Okay. So we want to show you a video of a little bit of the process on producing this event. So if the tech table, but you are the tech table, no? If Francisco, well, thank you, Francisco, because he also came from Mexico. So thank you for being here. Gina came also. They're going to help me. If you were not here, this will be very challenging. But you are here and still is a little challenging, but it will be more challenging. Anyways, no, not that one. That's when Hector comes, that he will come soon.
Sorry.
We just want to show the video, the video, Gina, the video of the Phoenix trip, because it's very important news. It's really very important news. And then we'll have a special guest with us. Yes, Phoenix video, please. Yeah, look how pretty.
We are
Oh
getting
no,
ready
not
for
me.
the
I,
event on Tuesday, and this is a place that my friend
I didn't
Chloe
mean it that way.
recommended. I don't know if you can see, but it's called Ranch Market. Apparently, she's an expert for decorations, and let's see what we see, and let's start getting the place ready. So when Chloe sent me here, I mean, I was guessing right, but I didn't know. But this is an Asian grocery store, so it's kind of very funny how it's like traveling through a portal or something. 1 second you are in Phoenix in the desert, and the other one you are somewhere. Like even the music you can hear. Look, I'm looking for the decorations. So this is the only thing apparently is left. A few things there, but not much. It's very little. Unfortunately, they didn't have decorations left, but luckily, I just researched in the map that a new surfing park opened in Phoenix, not too far from here. And I mean, it's Sunday, I'm already here. Why not go and check it out? Producing events is not always easy, not all the time things work as we wish. But you know, it's important to know how to deal with problems, know how to deal with the stress. So right now, as a very important part of the production of this event, for my mental health, emotional health, I'm gonna have to go and check out the surfing park. Otherwise, I may not be able to keep going with this mission. Who knows, like a nervous breakdown or something. So let's do what needs to be done. I don't know the video. You should go. Skate park. I mean, you can watch the video with better conditions and in both. They have a bar or sports. Oh, great. You see, we are getting ready for the event on Tuesday. Sometimes you don't find what you're looking for, but you find a better thing. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, yes, Shopee has decorations. God bless. Thank you, even better. Thank you so much. I want to invite Hector here because he's visiting from New York, and it's a good chance to have him giving us a little update of what's been happening. So no, thank you very much. At the end, I actually did find some decorations, but the ones that you have will complement perfectly. So tomorrow, but yeah, the surfing park, maybe one day we all can organize a trip or something. That'll be fun. We'll see. Well, okay, welcome,
Hi.
Hector. Thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure.
I wanted to have this chance of having you in the program because you are rarely coming to Arizona, and it's good to catch a chance. It's like, in Mexico, we say every time the Pope comes, like cada venida del Papa. So it's like very woo, rarely, but here you are.
Every coming of the potato,
Yeah.
El Papa.
Something like that. So the idea is, so you tell us a little bit of what you've been doing, what's in your mind these days, And you sent me very beautiful pictures. You didn't explain why, but I trust you have a good story for them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same, that I personally rarely am here, but mentally and educationally, I am never not next to Geshe Michael and my old friends. That's all we do in New York. It's like,
why you look at Rob when you say old friends?
We've known each other 30 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So in my mind, I know that I'm physically not here, but I try and send the people that teach at 3 Joules, the young students at 3 Joules, because New York's just a wild place for people to experience desire. People come to New York and they're like, I'm going to be famous. I'm going to play music. I'm going to go to university. I'm going to meet my partner.
It rarely happens, no?
Well, it happens, then it gets crushed.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, I played in a band. Now I've got no money and I have to go home. I got famous for 3 seconds. Someone else is famous. Yeah. And so the human condition, the condition of humans in New York is the same as everyone else. And so 3 Joules gets to invite those people to look at a different way of looking at the world. And thanks to what Geshe-la has taught us and what we get to teach in a new, shiny way, it's the same thing. It just has different shapes and colors, invites those people to question why they're disappointed and can they get happy. So I just put a bunch of pictures to show you what we've been doing.
Yeah, it looks great.
A couple of things about 3 Joules. We have, is that the beginning? Is that the first?
The beginning is one before.
What was the one before? So we have a great cafe. So people come and want to talk about their lives, and a coffee shop is the place to do that. That was thanks to Geshe Michael. He's like, the new place better have a cafe, The next one was the volunteers. So we have 200 volunteers doing all the work at 3 Joules. Some just do accounting, And then we have a Met Gala once a year. We invite everyone else from yoga studios and the rest just to have one night of magic. What if your world was magic? And so this is 1,000 people last May. These are the volunteers that run 3 Joules. We can move to the next slide. Some of the volunteers that run 3 Joules. La próxima slido, por favor.
Yeah. Apparently people online are watching what you're talking, but we live are watching a different thing.
Oh, what's different?
So just trust what you speak is being
coming
shown.
up. Okay, great. So then when my mom was very young, no pictures, joking. No, that was retreats. At retreats, we did 3 a year. We go to exotic locations.
I just got your joke.
I know. Whatever I say comes on the screen. My mom disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah, no sé lo que viene próximo. Can you show me yours?
The video. I think it's the video. Or no, the teachers.
No,
the teachers.
We have every teacher at 3 Joules has had to complete the 18 courses. They cannot teach yoga. They cannot teach meditation. They cannot run a program if they didn't complete the 18 courses.
Now
so
you
really
sound
high
like
standard.
Team.
Yeah.
You sound like
No,
team.
it's great. They know what they're doing.
All right. Okay.
Y la próxima, no me acuerdo.
Video.
And then it's the video. We had when Geshe-la comes to New York, it's like the Pope going to Mexico.
Yeah.
And so we got the pleasure to spend time with him. And so we just made a little video of our meditation teacher graduation and saying thank you to him. So there's just a feeling of what it's like.
On behalf of the entire 3 Joules graduating class of Meditation Teacher Training 2024, happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you!
And you get to see 3 Joules, the cafe.
Geshe Michael Roach. Happy birthday to you!
And we have fun. We dance, and we dance, and we dance. So anyway, thank you for inviting me. I hope you get a feeling of what it's like to have a really great group of people. 60,000 visits, 63,000 visits last year. rituals. So we're doing really, really good. Yeah, thanks to you. Yeah, and the good work you're doing here, because we use all your translations, we use all your ACI, etc. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now question is, you want to stay for saying hello to Paulina, that she's there also? Because she wants to share with us a very great news just to finish with this segment and go to the Q&A. She wants to tell us about a very cool project. Hey, Paulina, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hola, Héctor. Hola, Juan. And hi,
Hola, divina de
everyone.
mi corazón.
Today we
So
have,
we are here. Yeah,
we have a
you,
very
you go.
special guest. Eh? Today we have a very
You can
special
go.
guest
The internet is
here
slow.
with us, okay, to tell you something amazing that has been happening in Colombia for the past few months. So first, I want to introduce to all of you to Lucero. I don't know if Lucero, are you there? She's from Santa Marta, Colombia. Can we spot her? And you know, Lucero is a producer of our events during the Latin American tour, including a successful meditation retreat. There she is. Hi, Lucero. Including a successful meditation retreat last November. So amazing things are happening there. And she is been working hard to make it all possible. So thank you, Lucero, for everything you do. So now I want to tell you why we invite Lucero today. So let me tell you back to when Geshe-la, and Gina, can you please play that video in the background for us? Yes, thank you. So I don't know if do you remember when Geshe-la used to share a video of a group of young people in Norway who took older people from a nursing home to the movies. So it touched all of us because it showed a dream, where a world where, you know, to feel accompanied and not lonely, you need to give company to others, especially those in nursing homes. So I believe this video started a revolution because now Lucero wants to tell you what's happening in Colombia.
Thank you, Pau. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited and so nervous at the same time being here because it all started for me back in 2019 in Guadalajara when that video was shown. And I was so touched by what I saw, almost to the point of tears. And I thought it would be amazing to be able to have this in Colombia. So on 2023, we started officially a meditation group, and we would gather every week and talk a little bit about Dharma. And I remember one time we were discussing how to plant a partner. So we were talking about the 4 steps. And then I remembered this story. And I told the group, you know, guys, this is what they did in Norway. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could do this in Colombia, to replicate it in Colombia? And we were so lucky that one of the participants is a manager in a big shopping mall here in the city. And there happens to be a movie theater in the shopping mall. So she said, let's make it happen. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then another participant said, I can coordinate everything. So before I could even realize, we started with the group of 20 people coming from the nursing homes and 20 volunteers. And we started May last year. And it has been an amazing program because we are matching people with the elders, and we're planting lots and lots of seeds of company. So how it works is volunteers, they would come to the nursing home that day, and then as on a date, right? You come and you pick up your date. So they come to the nursing home, we come to the nursing home, and we take our grandpa or grandma and we go to the movies together. We spend some time, we watch the movie, and afterwards we spend some time. And we have done this for the past year, and this created a lot more things. We have created parties for the for the nursing home. And at the same time, we did on Christmas for those who do not have a family. We held letter to Santa Claus. So we went there and we were able to give some gifts. Hello.
Thank you, Lucero. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you're doing. I know you guys prepare a video for us. We're gonna be watching it soon because we have to go to the next class. Unfortunately, Mondays there are other classes, you know, so it's like, but we are so happy that you came. Thank you so much to show the project, and I think people here are appreciating it very much. We really hope you keep doing it. And next Saturday we will be showing the video so people can see. Maybe you can come again.
Okay. For sure.
Thank you.
Gracias, Lucero. Bye. Thank you, Pau, as well. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, Lucero means in the class. Like that word. Yeah.